Milton Keynes was designed in the 1960s to be a literal city of the future. It was themed around different zones: commercial, industrial and residential. What's the matter?
Sorry, you just look really weird.
Well, you told me to do it.
I know, but I didn't know you were going to do it like that.
You told me to crouch. I did it another way and then you said crouch down.
That's not what I meant when I said
I'll do it again.
It's fine.
Milton Keynes was designed in the 1960s as a literal city of the future.
I'm still going.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Themed around different zones: residential, commercial and industrial. It was a real-life sim city. However, it had its roots in the in the distant past, and may have links to something far darker.
It's like, I love the coat, I love the hat.
Is it the glasses?
I'm not sure about the glasses.
What's wrong with
you
the
look like
glasses?
Dr. Robotnik.
I'm wearing them to look like mysterious kind of X-Files guy.
Oh yeah, we're doing, yes.
Do they make my head look too big? Like, because I'm worried. I looked in the mirror and I thought it looked like the Butterball from Hellraiser.
They look very evil.
They're not meant to look evil. I'm meant to look like an investigation man.
Maybe you need the hat as well.
No, I felt self-conscious wearing the hat. Well, we'll see. Anyway, the origins of Milton Keynes go back far further. See, I've lost my bloody thread
How far?
again.
Like to Roman times?
No, this isn't a Q&A.
I've actually got some facts.
No, let's go to another location because our parking's about to run out.
Okay.
Milton Keynes was designed around a unique north-south, east-west grid system. And among those early architectural designs were plans for a temple to worship the sun. On the longest day of the year, the sun rises in the east and shines right along Milton Keynes' main thoroughfare, Midsummer Boulevard.
I've got some facts about Milton Keynes to share. Help!
What that? Oh my God! Right, get your pieces of paper, do your facts, and let's just move on. Bloody hell.
All right.
No, stop grabbing it. I've got a longer arm. Stop.
I know, but you point it at the sky.
I don't. I'm trying to point it at the... Jesus.
What the hell?
Okay, I was on a roll with the thing, and now you're like, no, I want to do my facts, and you just like derail the entire thing.
Number one, a musical fact. The 1981 Cliff Richard music video, Wired for Sound, was filmed in Milton Keynes.
Don't do the Superman fact, because that's a big part of my thing.
WD-40, the rust dissolver, was created in Milton Keynes. Did you know that?
No.
I knew you wouldn't know that. No one in Milton Keynes is ever more than half a mile from a park. More than 22 million trees have been planted in Milton Keynes.
I don't know which bit where we're meant to go.
Midsummer Boulevard is so called because the sun rises at its east end on the summer solstice.
Like I just said.
Do you think that's a bit odd?
Yes, we're going to get... This is the whole point we're here. Can we just go to the next bit? I don't really know where this is. We saw it from the road.
There are over 20,000 parking spaces in Milton Keynes.
Also more roundabouts than any other city in the UK.
And more bridges than in Venice.
I don't think we're going the right way.
The 5 UK cities with the most roundabouts are Milton Keynes,
Just said that.
East Kilbride, Swindon,
We're not talking about them, are we?
Basingstoke and Crimbran.
Basingstoke.
And Crimbran.
What?
Milton
do
Keynes.
you want to try saying that again? In a way that doesn't offend our Welsh viewers? I'm not, well, it's too hot. If we have to, we'll film this bloody light pyramid from the car.
Okay.
We're here for an investigation, not for nice...
Okay, you haven't explained this investigation.
Okay, because I've been building up to it. When Milton Keynes was built, right? So it was designed to be the modern city of the future.
Yes.
However, some conspiracy theorists believe that it was a city designed by the Illuminati.
What?
I don't know if you're familiar with MK Ultra, the American government's top secret mind reading experiments.
Yeah.
MK.
Do you know what we have to do? We have to look at an aerial map of Milton Keynes and see if there's any symbols in it.
Do that. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but one of the symbols of Milton Keynes is a pyramid. What's one of the symbols of...
The Illuminati.
There are something like 9 pyramids in Milton Keynes.
9 is like a numerology number.
Well, I may have that wrong, might be 6.
6 is a number as well.
Do you know what another symbol of the Illuminati is? Owl. An owl. An owl.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, be stupid. An owl.
What? Your back hurts?
No, I'm just touching my back now. Psychosomatic. You familiar with Bohemian Grove?
No.
Bohemian Grove is where the Bohemian Club, which is basically made up of ex-presidents and other influential figures, the Bill Gates and the likes of this world. Bohemian Grove is where
Bill
they
Gates
meet.
Wasn't a president.
And I did say other influential figures, where they meet to have a bit of a shindig every year, and the ceremony begins with around a giant owl. In Milton Keynes, there are certain owl statues placed at the tops of buildings overlooking the city.
Paul,
Yeah.
while we were eating lunch, we were surrounded by loads of birds. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I
Did
did.
you notice all the crows
Well, I know that
staring
this-
at us? They were sitting on top of the little huts, on top of the shopping centre roofs, just staring at everyone.
Well, they do think the old conspiracy theorists that birds are cameras,
oh
don't
my
they?
God.
The birds are robots with cameras in their eyes.
What the hell?
But I wish I was even joking that they thought that, but they do think that, so maybe there's something in it.
Triple Jim to control. Triple Jim to control. I have eyes on the prize. Over. Triple Jim to control. Do you want me to lay a big egg and eat it? Over.
Also interesting is the links between Milton Keynes and world peace, nuclear disarmament, all that sort of stuff.
Right. Why is that bad?
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, featuring Nuclear Man, was here.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's a bit of a strange coincidence. I can smell shit. Can you smell shit? Literally.
Bullshit.
No, can
Government
you literally?
bullshit.
No, literally, can you smell shit? No, I'm smelling a big waft of shit.
Are you talking metaphorically?
No, literally, I can smell shit. Can we move
Okay.
away from it? Because I can't smell
let's
shit.
have some more facts from my notes.
Well, I don't know if now's the time. We're talking about the conspiracy theories now.
Why would they want to stop wars?
Well, maybe they don't want wars because they're all in on it, aren't they?
But they make money from war.
It's distraction. It's distraction, isn't it?
But they want that.
It's all about distraction.
Yeah.
They're not gonna succeed, are they? All these peace people. Do you know, right by the peace pyramid, the peace pagoda that we're gonna go to?
Yes.
There's a Buddhist
we ever
temple.
make it.
Do you know what
Yes.
Do you know what they do in there to prevent nuclear war?
Pray.
Not just pray, they bang on drums. Now, that's all well and good. It's not going to do anything, is it?
Yeah,
So
I disagree because I think
You think banging some drums is going to stop a nuclear war?
it is because
Or nuclear
it syncs
proliferation?
our heartbeats sync with the drum beat, and once all humanity's heartbeats are in synchronization, we don't want to harm each other anymore
Well,
because we're all on the same wavelength.
Okay, no, we're just being woo-woo now. It's stupid. I can smell shit. I hope I haven't trodden in something.
No, you're clean as a whistle. No.
Do you remember on the way here, we passed a roundabout with a statue with people with their arms in the air?
I do.
Right, now, are you familiar with the Freemasons?
I am.
Are you familiar with their links to the Illuminati and how they're believed to be like a sort of lower rung of
Yes.
the Illuminati?
Yes.
Now, in 1923, a 33rd degree Freemason called Manly Palmer Hall published The Lost Keys of Freemasonry, a book of instructions for an aspiring Freemason. Now, in there is a passage that said the seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy. The cover of that book featured a figure with their arms raised like that. You want to know what the name of that statue? Onwards and upwards. Join the dots, do your own research like I have. See the magpie
Yeah,
on
I
top
don't.
of that statue?
Off it goes.
This statue that I did that excellent link around earlier is called Gnomon. Gnomon. A golden gnomon is an isosceles triangle.
Pythagoras!
No, again, before you start gasping and interrupting me, in which the ratio of the equal side lengths to the base length is reciprocal of the golden ratio. What's a triangle?
Pyramid.
A ley line runs through the centre of Milton Keynes, and the sculpture takes its reference from this ancient track. Now you see, I'm bringing all these pieces together. We're going to visit some of the important sites that link the ley line, the Illuminati and Milton Keynes all together.
You can see the top of the pyramid from here.
Oh, thanks for that.
Oh my goodness, there it is.
Good, we don't have to go there now. We don't have to walk all the way over there. It's there.
You look perplexed.
A bit frustrated.
What are you frustrated about?
You're wittering.
You're frustrated by
You're
my
wittering. You're wittering on about WD-40 and all that.
That's because it was invented in Milton Keynes. WD-40 is a product that a lot of people love.
Does it relate to the Illuminati? That isn't what I entered into this episode of the D-Files for.
D-Files.
That's what I'm calling this, the D-Files. Just listen to my facts, go, that's really interesting, Paul, thank you.
What?
And just accept that I am the more learned and well-researched of the two of us.
I mean, yeah.
You're here to hold the camera, that's it.
I did put some research in.
Okay,
I did like about 20 minutes of research.
Yes, did you discover a conspiracy like I did? We're probably on their radar. That's why, if they have got birds that are spying on us with like cameras in their eyes, it's because we've alerted to them. They probably don't want us here because they don't want us putting this out to the world.
What about the fact that Cliff Richard's music video was filmed here? Wired for Sound. Is that an Illuminati fact?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
Is Cliff Richard part of the Illuminati?
Look, I'm not going to link Cliff Richard to anything. This has nothing to do with Cliff Richard, okay? However, I do know that some people think that the Illuminati drink the blood of children in order to stay young. So we're now going to go and pay a visit to one of Milton Keynes' most enduring icons.
There they are.
So the concrete cows were created in 1987 by artist Liz Lay. Interesting, ley lines. They're designed to be playful and whimsical. Those are replicas. The original cows are in Milton Keynes Museum. Everyone thinks those are the cows. They're not.
Interesting.
They're not the only. They're not the only sculpture made out of concrete in Milton Keynes. We're going to go and see another one now.
Ah.
Is that what I do?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Now. Why is it not working?
Oh, I have to press stop. See these little berries? One of the first things I learnt as a kid, sorry about the train noise, is don't eat these.
Not to knock Milton Keynes in the slightest, and I'm not knocking it, because as a kid I always thought it was quite an interesting sort of place because it was new.
Right.
But it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's just got a weird vibe.
It does, doesn't it? It's a bit Stepfordy.
Like
everything's like a little bit too perfect.
Yeah.
A little bit too symmetrical.
And I think partly one of the weird things about it is, coming from Britain, everything's new. It's like in our country, generally nowhere's new.
Yeah.
It's there's history. I mean, even our house that we live in is sort of 1920s, something like that.
Yeah.
and that's considered a relatively new house. You know, yes, there are new builds in places, but it's like our daughter lives in a huge old farmhouse, doesn't she?
Yeah.
From the 1800s, and it's just, you can tell everywhere's new because it's clearly not following, like most other roads do, sort of Roman roads or old ancient tracks. Everything's straight.
And the street signs are all unusual.
Yeah, they're not the usual font.
They're a different font.
Why is
That's
everything
it.
a different
yes,
font?
Yes, it's a different font. I've never seen that font. In the whole of the UK, wherever I've been, I've never seen this font on a street
But
sign.
everywhere else is standardised. One of the tenets of the original design plan was that no building was allowed to be taller than the tallest tree.
Well, that one is.
Well, yeah, that's obviously in recent times they've broken that code. Bit odd. It's just a bit odd. Not knocking the people. In fact, people seem friendly, if anything.
Yeah, like Stepford.
That's true, because someone asked me if I was hot in my coat. And
Out of concern.
I think it was more mocking. And then someone else congratulated me on choosing the sauce for my chips.
What?
Well, I was...
So congratulations, you chose the best sauce, or what?
No, it was more...
Did they say?
Because it seems unnecessary to explain this in a documentary about a conspiracy theory, but...
I've never been congratulated on
Okay, it wasn't
what
a
sauce
congratulation,
I've
that was like a sort of paraphrasing. I'd forgotten to get sauce for my chips, and I went back to get it, and they said, oh yeah, you don't want to forget that. Okay, it wasn't really worth explaining. So behind me is the pyramid. We were just driving along, and then we saw that we could get to out there, but looking at it from here, there's a man up there who's doing this, and he's got no top on. I don't want to go up there. I mean, look, there's a bloke up there doing exercises, doing all this, and he's only got shorts on. I'm not going up there. He's doing all that. I don't want to go up there if he's doing that. Anyway, pyramid, Illuminati. I smell shit again.
Okay, you're making it up.
Okay, you say this. What we didn't get on camera, when we were in this park, the other side of this park,
Yeah.
when we were trying to find that pyramid, was me going, I hope I haven't shit myself, and you literally bending down to smell my arse.
No, not your bum. I was smelling the vicinity of your bum.
That actually happened. That you believed that I could conceivably have shit myself while we were out filming.
You kept saying it.
I could smell shit everywhere.
It's not like, you know, when people smell toast and it's like a symptom of a stroke.
Okay, so
it's
what's
not something
smelling
like
shit?
that.
It's like, well,
I don't know.
So one of the troubles we're having here in Milton Keynes in getting to all the places we want to get to is that because of the cities, and it is a city as of 2022, I believe, because of its stupid...
There was a bubble tea place in the shopping centre called City.
Okay.
C-I-T-E-A.
Okay, it's not really relevant.
Good branding. Good name.
Yes, it's one of the nicknames that people have for Milton Keynes, the city. Because of this stupid road layout, to get anywhere on foot, you have to go on one of the, I think, the red lanes or the red paths, which are all pedestrian and cycle paths, which there's this whole other network. I know you want to rent a bike.
No, what colour is blood?
Okay, so like the veins.
Like the sacrifices to the Illuminati.
Oh, okay, maybe you should ask what colour is adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Brown? What colour do you think it is?
White.
Okay.
Wait, do the jump thing. Jump.
Peace Pagoda here at Willen Lake was completed in September 1980 with an inauguration ceremony that was attended by religious leaders and world peace activists from across the globe. It was built by monks and nuns from the Nipponzan Mahoji, a small Japanese Buddhist order, and a group from the community live in the nearby monastery. Which again brings us back to Superman 4, the quest for peace, Sanya, doesn't it? Not listening to me, are you? You're not listening to me, are you?
Brings us back to Superman 4, Quest for Peace?
Yes.
Wow. How?
Well, the whole plot of that was Superman disarming the world.
How?
He grabbed all the nuclear weapons in a big net and threw them into the sun.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
But Nuclear Man was then created by Lex Luthor.
Right. How did he create Nuclear Man?
A lock of one of Superman's hairs. He was like an evil clone of Superman. But I'm just saying that there is a whole story here beneath the story. Do you see what I mean?
Something to do with Superman.
Well, no, not really, but to do with peace, nuclear weapons.
Right.
Here at the temple,
Yeah.
Pagoda, once a year they have a special ceremony with floating lanterns to remember Hiroshima.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Wow.
Why would they have filmed Superman 4, a film about nuclear disarmament, in Milton Keynes of all places? So the frieze around the circumference of the Peace Pagoda depicts Buddha's life from his birth 2,500 years ago to his death after 50 years of teaching. He's younger than me. I mean, I know I'm not pencil thin, but at least I hadn't let myself go like Buddha did.
Paul, you can't say that about Buddha.
Why?
Also, there were loads of Buddhas, so I don't know which Buddha that one is.
The main Buddha.
Um,
The main Buddha.
Amitabha Buddha.
Oh, I beg your pardon? So about 12 years ago, I think it was actually in 2012,
Yeah.
one of the monks was mowing the grass on a big tractor mower.
Right.
And apparently he mowed himself to death.
How? He mowed over himself,
And
or
he
he wore
left-
himself out.
No, he mowed himself to death, as in he rode over himself somehow. And
no.
I believe the account that I read, he left behind him a big trail of guts and bones.
Oh, that's awful. That's
and-
not. That's kind of ironic in front of the Peace Pagoda.
Well, I suppose, yeah. But apparently it was so nasty that they had to get a crane to lift the mower off out of his guts.
That's
Not nice. But here's a funny thing.
funny.
Some years before that, he'd lost 3 of his fingers in another mowing accident.
Why did they let him keep mowing?
Don't know. So what do you think? Do you think, because, you know, his whole thing was drumming for peace. He was drumming for
Go
peace.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins style. So do you think they got to him to stop his drums from ending nuclear
I didn't even think of
proliferation?
it that way.
So they tried to
Oh
get
my
him once
gosh.
before and failed, and then got him a few years later.
I didn't even think of it that way.
What do you think?
That's freaky. Now that you've mentioned it, I can't unsee it.
It's those kind of things that you can expect here on the D-Files, you know, make you think. Join the dots. Or, they're not dot. Join the dots on the D-Files. Just realise that it sounds like defile. Like you're defiling something or
No,
someone.
it's D5. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like defile.
Yeah, it does.
Also D, I realise, stands for, it looks like dick. Surrounding us here are 1,000 cedar and cherry trees which were planted in the remembrance of all the victims of all the wars, which is very nice and all, but I think there were more than 1,000 victims. In Saffron Walden, which is that way, there's a maze or another labyrinth. Not actually in Milton Keynes, Saffron Walden is sort of south of Cambridge. However, there's a replica of the Saffron Walden labyrinth, like over there. Now, what's interesting is not only do labyrinths have links to the Illuminati as one of their favourite symbols, but the maze is of a Rosicrucian design. Now, you may be aware that the Rosicrucians were a German secret society. from several hundred years ago. So once again, here we are talking about secret societies in relation to Milton Keynes. I mean, I'm just saying, add it all up.
So what are we going to do with this knowledge now about all these secret societies?
I mean, what are we going to do?
Well, I mean, it's good to know and everything.
But
where to now? What do we do
it's
with
not
this?
for us.
What do we do with this knowledge?
We put the information out there and let other people pull the pieces together. We're like an airfix kit.
An airfix kit?
Yeah.
What does that do?
Well, like Lego. You put the pieces, you scatter the pieces in front of people and let them...
But then people will step on them and hurt themselves. Everyone knows how painful Lego is.
Okay, don't be ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about. They put it together themselves.
How can you live peacefully knowing that there is a city not that far from where we live that has been designed by the secret societies? What's it for?
Look.
What is the purpose? It's almost like it's a kind of map.
I'm just saying, it's mysterious.
It is mysterious.
It's a mystery, and I'm just saying there's a lot of evidence which points to certain conclusions.
And you just want us to have this knowledge and do nothing with it?
I don't know
what to do with it.
I don't want to tell people what to do. I'm not the Illuminati. I don't control people or their minds.
I don't know what to do about the Illuminati.
Well, we're not really here to do anything about the Illuminati.
Well, then
we're doing a documentary.
Doing here?
Okay, when you see, like, on the History Channel documentaries,
they always say...
No, wait, you have people present documentaries, they present facts and evidence and blah, blah, blah. You don't then get...
And then they go, okay, that's your problem.
No, you don't then get the hired help throughout the entire thing going, what are we supposed to do with that information? That's not really how it works. They don't then sit around going, mate, what are we meant to do with that? No, you keep quiet. You keep stunned. You don't turn the camera on yourself like you keep insisting on doing and start asking inane questions or going on about WD-40.
Let's show everyone the piece of Pagoda.
Yeah, there's some Haribo around the other side.
Oh, cool.
So, that's a skinny Buddha.
I told you there are lots of Buddhas.
So is Buddha like vicar? Is that what it means? Buddha means vicar?
No, Buddha's like an enlightened being.
So his
one
name
that
wasn't
has
Buddha.
managed to escape the circle of life and death.
Like his name wasn't like Jim Buddha.
No. Buddha's like a title, like enlightened one, I think. I could be wrong.
So why are all the things in shops like the tubby Buddha?
Well, isn't that because he's lucky?
But who's this? Is he not lucky?
Yeah, all Buddhas are lucky. But
really
I think
confused.
the tubby one it's lucky if you rub his tummy.
And that, I don't really understand. This guy's not tubby.
No.
I was coming around here
It might be a
expecting to see
female.
There's a female Buddhas?
Yeah.
Oh, good for
Anyone
them.
can be a Buddha, male or female.
Well, I haven't got a problem with that. Honestly, I haven't got a problem. I haven't got a problem with that, Sanya. I haven't. That's great. Brilliant. Anyone should be able to be a Buddha. Button just came off my coat.
No.
What I will say, I like this,
I like it.
but it's like we go to those old, like on holiday, you go to the Catholic churches. They're vulgar.
Okay. This is problematic.
It's not.
Many people find them beautiful.
Well, I don't. They're really creepy. There's nothing creepy about him, her.
It's lovely.
I really like it.
Yeah, did you see the prayer?
Yeah, it's lovely. Did you film it?
I filmed it. I didn't read it out loud though.
It's fine. I'll put it in as a voiceover now.
Civilization does not mean to have electric light or airplanes or nuclear bombs. Civilization means not killing people, not destroying things, not making war. Civilization means to hold mutual affection and to respect one another.
It is a lovely, peaceful park.
It is a
Really
peaceful park,
beautiful.
and I love the lake.
I like the lake. Shame about that bloke there on his phone. But at least this one died younger than I was. Or am. I haven't got any statues.
You're still alive?
And I've got like my videos on YouTube get like 2,500 views sometimes.
Oh, you're still alive. Give yourself time to have statues.
Do you reckon that's like the equivalent of a YouTube plaque?
I think it's time we go.
Yeah. I wasn't lying about the Haribo. There's Haribo down there. See? Told you.
I guess we should put them in the bin.
I mean, no, one of the monks should probably put it in the bin, except he'd probably like fall over and decapitate himself on it.
Paul,
Yeah.
have you seen how many
Magpies.
magpies there are over there?
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for state surveillance. Here in the middle of the Great Holm housing estate in Milton Keynes, we find this obelisk. What is it doing here? Well, unlike other monuments that you might find dedicated to one of the wars, such as World War I, World War II, it doesn't have any names on it. There's no indication of what it is, what it's for, except that it is known that the Illuminati use obelisks to mark their authority over areas of strategic importance. Could that be the purpose of this obelisk? As a symbol of power?
This area is
It's a
just...
rhetorical question, but sure, go ahead, Tanya.
This area is a residential...
Don't get that woman. There's a woman over there. Don't film her.
Oh yeah, this is a
She's coming
residential...
out of her house.
Oh, this is a residential
What
area.
we're doing. While we're standing on the middle of a roundabout in the front of her house. Anyway, go on.
This is a residential area.
Yeah.
Why would they need to put, if it really is an Illuminati obelisk, why would they put one in a residential area? What is the strategic importance of this area?
It's the people, isn't it? That's their strategy.
But why here? Why
MK
haven't they
Ultra,
got one?
mind control.
But why do they only want to mind control the people of Milton Keynes?
Maybe
Why
it's an
isn't there
experiment.
why isn't there an obelisk in every town?
Why? Well, because not every town is a new town. This was built as a commuter overspill because London was getting too crowded, and they realised to lessen the pressure on London's housing, they had to build these new towns. And Milton Keynes was very much an experiment. And so, an experiment in what?
I mean, I have to say, I started off kind of just taking this all as a joke.
I know, you said to me in the car that you were genuinely like, this is a bit weird, isn't it?
But there's nothing, you're right, there is nothing on this obelisk. There is no plaque. There's nothing written anywhere around it. We don't know what it's for. That is odd. That's odd. What does it represent? Is it like a symbol of a big willy or something?
There's a school, there's a playground, there's a phallic symbol. Phallic obelisk. Do your own research. There was a village called Milton Keynes, which has become, I think, a suburb called... Oh, there it is.
Where did
suburb called, I think, Middleton now. It was just a village.
All right. Well, what does Milton Keynes mean? Like, where did it get its
there,
name?
There's 2 other Keynes in the UK, and this was the Middle Keynes.
What does Keynes mean?
Don't know.
Because
I can't see a bloody
I know
thing.
it's so bright.
This was the Middle Keynes. And Milton is a corruption of Middle. All these villages that existed in the area all became kind of consumed by this new town, as it was back in 1970 or whatever it was. I think it's 55 years old this year, Milton Keynes. We're going to see something else odd now. Now, do you remember the ley lines?
Yes. Well, this is the other thing. Keen, lay.
Sorry?
K-E-Y are the first 3 letters of Keynes. How is lay spelled? L-E-Y.
Okay, I think you're right.
So it could be like
No.
another way of saying Milton Lane, middle lanes, middle ley lines.
Then adding an N NES, Nintendo. This is linked to the ley line and directly linked to Glastonbury. Because we are on a ley line that crosses directly to Glastonbury, but what we're about to see has another link to Glastonbury. It is a holy relic.
Let's go.
Bona fide holy relic.
I'm ready. Okay.
No, that's not the thing we're here to film.
But look at it. It's got...
Okay, it's not. It's some...
You were talking about north, east, west, south before.
Great. It's just there for kids to throw a ball into the top. That's not what we're actually here to see. That's not a holy relic.
How odd it is.
Old it is.
And odd.
That's not a holy relic.
How do you know?
Well, because it's not. It's got a basketball hoop. Some of you may be aware of the story of Joseph of Arimathea, who is said to have helped carry Christ's cross to Calvary. Joseph later apparently brought the Holy Grail to England. He set up a small church in Glastonbury and one day was said to have thrust his staff into the ground, upon which a mystical hawthorn bush grew magically out of the ground. Joseph of Arimathea's bush is said to sprout flowers every... Joseph of Arimathea. It's said that every Christmas and Easter, Joseph's bush sprouts flowers. Some time ago, a traveller was said to have taken a snippet of Joseph's bush and brought it here to the Milton Keynes suburb of Shenley and planted it in the ground, where a holy bush grew here in Shenley, in Milton Keynes. Just like Joseph's bush in Glastonbury, the Shenley holy thorn is said to blossom and flower every Christmas and Easter, drawing big crowds. And here it is behind me. Magic bush.
I mean, the bush is cool. It's got a fence around it to protect it.
Well, is the bush cool? Is that a cool bush?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
It's got a fence protecting it, so it must be special. They don't want anyone touching it.
So do we think... so
But there's not
supposedly...
even a gate for gardeners to get into.
Well, they don't want to. They want...
I know, but that makes me think it must be really slow growing because...
They want an unkempt bush. That's very in these days.
It must be a very slow growing bush. If it's been here since the Middle Ages...
Well,
it's not very big,
probably
is it?
before the Middle Ages, given the fact that Joseph of Arimathea carried Christ's cross
Oh, yeah.
to cavalry. Try saying that with a mouthful of marbles. Joseph touched the cross,
Yes.
so those magic hands had touched Christ's cross.
Right.
Then he had a magic staff that he went, boom, none shall pass. And then
Was that him?
that's the sort of gist of what he said. Boom!
I thought that was in the Moses story.
No, it was in Lord of the Rings. Boom, make a bush. That sort of thing. And like, bush me, bushman. So did he specifically ask for a bush, or was it just the act of him going, boom, made bush? Did bush come because staff? Or did he have to request? Unless he could just make anything, like go, whoa, a bus! Bus comes out of the ground, or... I'm Joseph of Arimathea, whoosh! He's like a Holy Grail in one hand, staff in the other, whoosh! Do you think, if we took a snippet of that bush, if I jumped over this fence and took a snippet of that bush and we put it in the ground at home, what do you think would happen?
Another one would grow and it would flower.
Do you think it would flower on Christmas Eve?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a bit strange because that it would flower at Christmas, because that was actually a pagan festival that the Christians pinched.
Well, I mean, I have been thinking that, but I don't want to say stuff like that.
It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Why here? Why here? This place is nondescript. It's very pretty, but it's quite nondescript.
Well, we don't know energetically. It might be an important place.
It's on the ley line.
It's on the ley line.
Now, how does that tie to the Illuminati?
I don't know.
I hear birds. You hear that bird?
I think that's a child.
Bird? There's a bird. Bird? There's a bird. 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 Bird!
Shh, shh, shh. What are you doing?
What?
What were you just doing?
Wasn't doing anything. We came here to this co-op to stake it out, basically, to try and see one of the robots. Like the second I got out of the car, there it was.
There it is. What the? That's amazing. It's actually really cute. Should we run after it?
So 2015, Milton Keynes became one of the first cities in the entire world to actually have robots on its streets. A company called Starship introduced.
Nice name.
A company called Starship introduced delivery robots, partly due to the unique grid system that Milton Keynes has. Recently, they became the exclusive delivery partners of Co-op. There is a second company that is currently bidding for the rights to have robots on the streets of Milton Keynes. The Starship robots are actually now in other cities. I think Cambridge is one, Northampton has them. Milton Keynes was, as with so many things, the guinea pig. Recently, in recent years, Milton Keynes Hospital has also become home to a number of robot penguins. It's not even a joke. Robot penguins which are used to deliver medicine to patients. And until earlier this year, there was even a robot cafe in the centre, which had robot waiting staff. Now, robots on the streets of British cities. A city with links to the Illuminati, a city of the future. What have we seen? We've seen pyramids, we've seen the symbols, we know about the owls, we know about the initials, MK Ultra, brain control. We know that there are mysterious obelisks in the middle of nondescript housing estates. And now we know that there are robots roaming the streets. I've given you all the information you need.
What do you think it means?
These attempts to replace us, control us, subjugate us. That's all I've got to say, really. You know, this has been the D-Files. So I'm not sure about that. Shut the fuck up.
Initiating MK Ultra Protocol. Detain human outsiders for mental reprogramming. All hail the Illuminati. All hail the Illuminati. All hail the